Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we're returning to a Let's Play of War in the East, where we are playing Operation Typhoon, the German push on Moscow in 1941. We've won dramatically, but again, I think we are losing this war. We are coming onto Moscow and it's proving extremely hard to encircle it. In fact, we have our spearheads down here in the south have been cut off. Our spearheads in the north have actually been pushed back. And I think very soon the historical Soviet counteroffensive is going to start. So that is a big issue. At the same time, down here in the south, we are stretched extremely thinly. So we're going to have to see whether our tank forces are going to be able to push onto Moscow. Let's see whether what we can do rather there. So my hopes aren't too great. We haven't quite managed to reduce the fortress here around Kaluga, even though these guys are very, very low. But let's see what we can do there, maybe. Before we go to our panzer troops in the north, though, I would like to look at this situation down here in the south. And I think we can actually pull back our units a little bit. The reason for that is next turn we are expecting a blizzard. And I would like to be a little bit closer towards our railheads. On the one hand, and on the other hand, just, I think, starting to dig in behind these lines might be a little bit better for us. You know what, you can actually get into there. We're going to send this guy towards over here. Then I think this guy can wait on this rail line. Probably this guy in this town over here, and this guy probably in these woods. So that should hopefully stop them from crossing this river too easily. And we're going to have to see how easy that is going to be in fact. Second army here, I think we can actually bring you up over there somewhere. Is there a city or something? Well, we do have this town over there. We also have this town here. Well, maybe over there is okay. I did not mean to move all of you. Oh well, that's okay. The airbase can also go there as well. Alright, so I think this situation is a little bit more secure down there. I think this gentleman can come up over here, block all of these guys from crossing the river there. And that should be more or less okay. I think the rail line does extend a little bit north here now, so that is nice to see. How about you guys? You really cannot move up. I think you were busy reducing some fortification there, so that's quite alright. Probably we can move you up here though, so that at least you're guarding over here. I think that's okay. Right, over there. Probably want to shorten this front line here a little bit. At least bring you over here. You'd be a little bit more exposed because you wouldn't be behind the river, but then again we can move this guy out, and I think that's valuable as well. Could you maybe get up here? I think you could come up here, but 5 points would probably not be enough to cross and attack across the river. It just might be, I'm not sure. On the other hand, we probably want to punch through here and start at least some sort of encirclement over there. So in that sense it might not be the worst idea to just bring you over here. And then take you and only you. And can we do a deliberate attack? We could. We do have decent reconnaissance here, so let's... 16,000 men, forces held. 300 lost on their side, about 200 lost on our side. That's a bad ratio. We basically need a 5-to-1 ratio to win in these engagements. So that's not quite good enough. Yeah, but that's all we have currently. So, okay, you guys can move up a little bit there. Have we brought up our fighters? I remember I did have one of our fighter airfields. Was basically all the time over here, and that was a little bit on the bad side. Not quite enough, not quite close enough to where they really needed to be. Right, you basically are out of movement points, so the only way to punch through here is, it's starting to look like what we would have to do actually is to bring up our stronger, well, our tank forces. Everyone else here is out of movement points. I would really like to strike through here, but it just appears that this is starting to look a little bit hard. Up here in the north, we are starting to look a little bit weak as well. Could potentially reduce our forces over here, send you a little bit that way. I think it would be fine if you went over here. Yeah, let's spread this out a little bit. That does free up the 251st division, and we could potentially push up to the Volga a little bit. If we do push up here and get to there, I think that would be a nice way to sort of box them in and cut off their supplies a little bit more, actually. Let's try this attack. Ooh, not great. Forces are holding out there pretty decisively as well. Deliberate attack, yeah, that's better. They are withdrawing. We are going to follow up. Let's try another strike over here. Yeah, very nice. They are losing quite a couple of vehicles there. Not as big a win as we need again, but all in all fine. This is a division, but it's only a cavalry division, whereas this one was a tank brigade. And if we got to this river, I think that would form a very nice offensive line for the winter. Ooh, very good result over here. Routed. Good stuff there. Does mean you can come up all the way over here. And you know what? I think that's tempting, so that we have this river controlled. At least a little bit. Somewhat controlled. You could attack here, push them back a little bit. But I think they will not be too nervous here over here. I think that's going to be alright. Good, so let's look at the security of our rail line over here. It would be nice if we had a little bit stronger defenses, I'm not gonna lie. They can come into here and that would cut off this railway line. On the other hand, we do have this railway line down here as well. So I think for now we are gonna have to say that that looks alright, even though I'm not really convinced it does. We've been pushed out of Klin as well, but basically we have all of these infantry divisions that are coming onto this way down here, and they could potentially attack into this field over here. We've got a strong number of 3 divisions over here, including a guard division, which I would really like to cut off by taking this field. We definitely do need to take this field here, and that's critical. You are also part of the 27th Corps, the one that we basically loaded up with all of our engineers, so it would be nice to get down there as well. Really don't want to be cut off here though. Okay, how far can I get you? Far enough, but you wouldn't be able to attack over here. But still it would be nice to just capture this field here. Wait a minute, I should have done that in a different order, because I think if someone else had captured that field, you might still have been able to attack. Although I'm not sure I want to attack these guys right now, because again, probably better for them to come into here. Ooh, you would be getting over here very nicely. Could start to attack there and then push into here. On the other hand, from here we do need to take this guy out. Do we have anyone over here? So you're just the railway repair unit. You could come up here, you could attack. Might not be the worst idea. Yeah, let's do that. Bring you up. You can do a deliberate attack, you cannot. Let's do a simple one. Just enough, not really much more than we needed. 30 tanks lost for 40 of our guys, good. I appreciate that. You could come over here, it would cost you 17 movement points. And there's not that much that we can do around that, because you're going to exert zone of control anyway. But I do think it's a very nice way to bring us right up to the border of Moscow and threaten these guys here very significantly. So yeah, I think that's good. You guys are where you need to be, basically. You guys do also belong to this group. Ooh, this is a very weird pathing. Could send you up here as well. Question is, what are we going to do with our tanks up here? Are we going to try to come up here, push through there? I don't think that's really a chance. These are about 90,000 Russians that we've seen up over here. And it's very hard to dislodge them. They basically will start their offensive there. So I don't want to overstretch. It's so tempting just to try that. How is that supposed to work at all? I don't think it will. So let's just concentrate on maybe punishing them and try the more direct approach down there. It's not great, but I think it's all that we can reasonably do over here. So you do belong to this division. We could load you up here to the north to try and defend these guys while these faster divisions are maybe coming down here. No one in here. You, sir, could come up here. You're part of some very far away division. How about you? You have 4 divisions. Most of them are actually faster ones, interestingly. And you are part of this, yeah. You do really need to come up here. But how does that make any sense? I think this one is safe. You could only attack from here. If I brought you here, you would have at least 4 attack points. Enough for a hasty attack, not more. You have good knowledge about these guys, but they are very strong and very well dug in there. Would it be crucial to dislodge them from over here? I don't think so. We'd not be gaining that much. Could get you up over here. Would be extremely difficult to resupply you. But on the other hand, we would be at the cusp of striking onto the northern part of Moscow here. And we would basically make it very hard for all of these guys to cross the river over here. So just moving, their movement of all of their troops would be so much more difficult. Hard choices, really. How about you? You can really not make yourself that useful. Any of these divisions... How about you? Can I get you over here and then attack into there? Okay, maybe... What happens if I attack you? Okay, you are retreating. That's nice. Could come up over here. Not really required. Could bring you there. No. Could bring you here. That would basically make it impossible for any of you to move up. I think that should be enough to stop them. Just crossing the river with the zone of control of the enemy, pretty much impossible. Right, you are alright over here. And again, I could potentially move you up here. Yeah, let's move you up here. Who's lodging the headquarter there? You could attack into there. It's a tank brigade and a cavalry division. Really don't want to see them on this railway line. If that can be prevented at all. It's a big risk. It's a big risk, so I think we have to do something about that, and that does mean we are going to use this gentleman here and potentially one of your friends. Let's do a full attack over here. Defender fort level reduced? No, you're supposed to retreat. Yeah, okay, I'm fairly happy about this then. That means only these guys here do remain. And you know what? We can actually do a deliberate attack over here. They have been kicked back pretty soundly. Routed, actually. So that's nice, because now I feel a lot more confident that no one is gonna break through over here. Could actually move you up. These guys are fairly strong. Pushing on to Kalinin itself would also be nice, but yeah, let's focus. We can't really do all of this at the same time. Good, okay, you are down here. Can we move? You can move up there, but again, that's not really the point. Can't really bring you up here either. Could only occupy this city. No point in doing that. Okay, let's bring you there, and at least next time you're going to be useful. The one with the 2 movement points, could you attack? You could. So that means both of you could attack into here. It's not quite a 3-to-1 ratio. And are you dug in? What would be the point? It would just be a very gradual shift though, wouldn't it? Well, the nice thing might be that we have a little bit easier access this way. And this guy might start to be threatened a little bit more. Let's try it. There's only so much we can do. They're only scouted. They're only scouted. And we lost 100 men or so at that. Yeah. And now we're down to 8. Impossible. Well, we could have attacked with you. No, we could not have attacked with you as well. Right. Okay, so that's bad. Right. Let's bring you up towards over here. I think this is where the railway line currently ends. So yeah, let's bring you there. How about you? You are... Oh, you're the entire... You're part of this and that there. How far can I get you? Huh. Bring you up here. That's alright. You are the overall army, that's okay. You are controlling this guy and these guys there. Bring you up a little. Army. How about you? You are controlling these guys, that's fine. How about you? You are controlling guys up over there. I guess we can bring you a little bit closer. Just trying to make sure that we have good command capabilities over here. Good. Yeah, so that basically concludes the infantry. There's not that much more that we can do with these guys. So we do need to bring up our other divisions here. How about you? You've about half of the strength that you should have. So pretty little. On the other hand, I could set you on this area up here. I mean, there's basically only headquarter units and this routed unit. So just attacking here would be a very nice way to clean up a little bit our northern flank here. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's do a hasty attack over here. Enough to push these guys back, but only to retreat. Unfortunately. Okay, so we're gonna bring you up, follow up there. Follow up another strike over here. Not enough to get them to retreat. They are holding out. I'm bringing in even a couple of bombers. So that is unfortunate. But you here can go there. Top these guys off. Do another attack over here. Yes, this time it is enough to push them back. Again, rather significantly. You come up here. How are you holding out? Is there another unit on there? Tank Brigade and Rifle Division. Ha! Damn it. Can't kick it back. You're retreating in a weird direction, but that shouldn't stop us too much. And then Leia here. Good attack. Could also come here. Again, force them to retreat. You're retreating a funny way. Right, let's just pound them. Okay, at least that should secure our northern frontier handily. And at least allow us to launch an attack on Kalinin. That is another 300 victory points shift. So at least it's something. You know what, we're going to push you up at least. So that you are also starting to threaten the rear of these units here a little bit more. Are we going to push up with all of our units towards Kalinin? Cut off all of these Russians here? I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it? If we don't get Moscow, that would be a fairly significant development. I'm not sure we can dislodge the forces from Kalinin itself. We'd be getting this point here, that's a 300 point shift, and this one is only a 200 point shift. But still, that's 500 points. And a good number of Russians. And it would free up a couple of our forces, even though I think in blizzard conditions, even then they will have a very hard time to advancing over there. It would basically stop us from getting into the rear here. And we do need to counter this threat. You're part of a headquarter that includes 2 units up here. So So what have we got? We've got 3 tanks, 3 tank divisions and 1 motorized division. This guy has barely any movement points, but this guy has, but just getting across the river, so you really can't get up to Kalinin itself. Basically only you can. You're the only unit that truly can get over here. I mean, is this here considered impassable? Oh, it is. Impassable to the west, northwest and northeast. Interesting, so that's basically all this area unpassable, so basically you have to circle around this way. How about here? Impassable just southwest. So you can go through these mud fields, but not anything else. Interesting. How about if I just take you and advance through here? Sort of brutally cut into their bag. Not necessarily the worst idea. They'll have a very hard time just getting away from there. And we're at least pushing up here. So you know what, I'm going to bring it over here in the sort of anticipation that we will strike here a little bit more aggressively and push up sort of next turn. Hopefully encircling a couple of more units there. That might be nice, yeah. Yeah, I like the idea. You're fine where you are. I guess you could actually move up. Weird pathing, so I'm going to leave you where you are so you're not getting exhausted. Right, so let's see up here. Basically, any of these guys. You could attack either of these directions. Don't think I want to send tanks directly into Moscow, so you probably want to attack these guys here. This rifle, cadet, rifle brigade. Yeah, I think that's fine. Over here we have you, you're fine where you are. And I think it is somewhat imperative that we do get into the rear of the Russians here. Simply so that we can form a defensive line up here, and if we want to have any chance of attacking Moscow, I think that's what we have to do. But that also means I probably have to send at least 1 unit up there. I basically have no reserves is the issue. Okay, firstly, we're going to take the air unit here. I'll move it back a little bit. No further units up here. Absolutely no reserves. We only have the... Oh, you're part of this corps. I didn't quite realize I should have sent you there. Yeah, let's send you here. So that you're ready to strike. You're part of this division down there. I would like to get you towards the southerly bit, maybe. I can move you to the rear, but not anywhere else, really. Can't move you up here. Well, I could move you just there. Or just there. Okay. So that does mean we have enough forces to send you down here. Even though you're incredibly exposed. And then someone needs to come here. It's not gonna be you. Not gonna be any of you. Not gonna be you. It can only be basically one of you. Very thin line over here. Might actually evacuate from here. I should have changed that. Can I undo that? No, I cannot. Ah, damn it. This is a little bit of a city, so that counts as close range, so I think that's not quite as good for tanks. But oh my. Right. Any chance of dislodging them? 8. 9. No, 9 is not going to be enough to dislodge them. Pity. Any other remaining useful attack? You're fairly good, but not good enough to attack these guys, really. I suppose they will try to cross instead of attack, so that's gonna be okay. Yeah, that then brings us down towards this area here. Pity we couldn't go much further in the north. We could do some attacks over here, but I suppose they wouldn't be that useful to us. It's at least nice to have a couple of fast forces over there. And we could send up this division over here to bolster our defenses there. It wouldn't be bad. And that would potentially free up this tank unit to, well, come up really nowhere. Right, okay, so that does mean we are now going to focus on these tanks down here. We also got the French volunteers here, which we're definitely going to send into the city so that we are suppressing partisans a little bit better there. Because this area really is one of our bottlenecks in terms of supply. Basically everything flows through the Smolensk-Vishana route until we have linked up either this railway line or this one over here. I'm very, very concerned about partisans up there. Down here in the south it's a little bit better. All of this is much more of a network rather than a single line. So yeah, I'm happy about this. And I'm not so happy about the Kaluga situation though. Yeah, and this is starting to be very slow, this process over here. Probably all of these guys are going to link up here at the same time, which is a bit of a waste. But yeah, what can you do? Most of the railway control units, repair units, are controlled by the AI, so there's only so much that you can do to incentivize them to be a little bit faster or slower or whatever. Right, you know what? This airbase over here, I think we can send you up towards here. I don't want you there. I wanted you here. That's alright, yeah, there we go. So that means these guys here will have a slightly easier time repairing the railway line. And all in all, I mean, there is some supply that is going to flow through here. And ultimately we want to lay our routes this way and then come down here. Hopefully going to link up here via Kaluga towards the southerly routes. And over here in Orel we are also starting, we are still looking very strongly, so that is nice. I think we are building up fortification levels here pretty nicely with the fortified zones. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the southern situation, except that it's super, super thin. And up over here, yeah, Kaluga will probably fall next turn. I mean, there's no rush here. Although this is only support units and no frontline units, so it really shouldn't take that long. Yeah, let's see how well our pink group can punch into this concentration of Russian forces here. I very much hope that they're going to be very strong. And then we have the 27th Corps loaded up with a number of pioneers, hopefully so that they can reduce the fortifications and all of that in Moscow proper. But we're going to have to see about that next time, because our time definitively here is up. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye!